If you give up, you'll never know if it actually works. Giving up is cheating yourself, and it's much easier to give up. That's always the easiest thing to do, but pushing through it and proving to yourself that you can do it, there's such a greater reward at the end from doing that. So I wanted to share the story about how school was never easy for me growing up. Well, I should say school was never easy for me ever, period. And when I was younger, I was told that I had like a learning disability. And so reading and comprehension was just a lot harder for me to process than other kids at my age. So I remember there being many nights that I would come home with schoolwork and struggle doing my homework and cry because I didn't understand why I was not understanding the work that was given to me. You know, my mom, like, she would go through the homework with me, and my mom has been the type of parent, thank God, who never let me, stop trying, right? But for me, because I just didn't, it took me, some of those homework assignments, it took me 5, 6, 7 times doing it to finally get it right. And there were so many nights that I just did not want to do that homework anymore. I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to, because it was so hard for me. I just felt so defeated. I felt so, I'm not gonna lie to you, at that time in life, I felt dumb compared to other students, because for me, I struggled, and getting a C for me was like a big deal. A C was a lot, because an A in elementary and middle school, I didn't get many A's. I worked my butt off. And A's, yeah, A's weren't happening for me. But I can say that as hard as it was, I stuck to it anyway. And so when I graduated high school, I went to college. And college was just as hard as high school for me. Well, grade school, I should say. Just as hard as the entire grade school experience for me. And I once again had nights where I would cry, and I just didn't understand why I was not processing this information. And I had tutors and I had study groups. I did everything. And there were some classes, I'm not even gonna lie to you, there were some classes I failed because I just didn't understand. I had to retake. I just didn't understand, right? And so I pushed through, and I tried my hardest. Again, an A in college, just like grade school, unheard of. But I got the degree. And then I graduated, and I had the nerve to go on to get my master's. You get where I'm going with this, right? My master's, just as hard as grade school and my bachelor's. And yet, for some reason, I still did it. I still kept showing up for myself. And getting my master's, I had a full-time job. So I had a full-time job, and I was going to school, and you have your social life and everything else in between. And I still stuck to it. There was never one time where I was like, forget this, I'm dropping out. No. And there were definitely moments where I had a second thought about it, but I told myself, whatever I did, I was going to get that degree. And that's exactly what I did. And so the trend in the story that I'm sharing with you is that I didn't give up on myself. And had I given up, who knows if I would be where I'm at right now. Not only did I finish my master's, I eventually started my own business. So now I'm a business owner who has clients, and it's starting to expand in different ways. And I've gotten a couple of certifications since then. There are things that pushing through school taught me about determination. I learned a lot through pushing past my limits and showing myself that it could be done. Because in the end, walking across that stage and getting that degree and using it to go on to get my first job and move up the career from there, each of those moments in my life was so rewarding because I knew that I earned that from putting in the hard work. And so I want you to use the examples I'm giving you to help you push through it when you want to throw in the towel. What would it look like if you stuck to it? What would happen if you just stuck through it? Because although it was hard for 4 years of my bachelor's and many years of grade school and 3 years of getting my master's, all of these things were temporary for long-term goals. Temporary sacrifices for long-term goals. All because I pushed myself past my limits and proved to myself it could be done. I want you to do the same for yourself. Whatever it is that you're thinking about giving up on and saying you've had enough and you can't do this anymore, I promise you, if you just keep going, the reward that's coming from this is far greater than the feeling that you have right now. That the feeling you have is temporary. I promise you it's temporary. And they say that when the greatness is supposed to come from that is coming, is when you think you're ready to give up, right? Don't do it. Please don't do it. You owe it to yourself. Do it for yourself. No one else. Yourself. Because me fighting through grade school and me fighting through my bachelor's and me fighting through my master's was all a desire to get it done for myself. I wanted to prove to Charmaine, that I could do this. It wasn't to show off to people. It wasn't to brag. It wasn't to boast. Sorry. It wasn't for any of that. It was because I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. So if you do this for anybody, do it for you because you deserve it for yourself. And so something else that helps me in those tough times where I consider giving up is holding on to a why. And my why was proving to myself that a label, a learning disability meant nothing. So what? Right? So what is your why? What is the thing that pushes you to keep going when you want to give up? What is your why? Could be your kids, could be your family, could be your desire to pay off your debt. Whatever it is, your why is what keeps you going when you think you want to give up. So I'll leave you with this. That feeling you have to give up is temporary and worth way less than keeping going is. Keeping going is far more valuable than just throwing in the towel and giving up. You deserve to do this for yourself. You deserve that. I promise you do. Thank you for tuning in. I have more videos coming from where this came from. And just know that everything that I share with you all is something that I'm either going through or have gone through. Experience is truly the best teacher. So I speak from experience. So if you're not already, I ask you to like, comment, subscribe, or share this with someone you know it can help. And see you in the next video.